What's up, guys? Welcome to Late Night Frights. I'm Chris Brock, co-leader, and this week we're doing a new theme on Late Night Frights called Children's Horror Theme. Okay, so if this week is a theme week, last week was Horror Battles. Jay Sloan did The Evil Dead versus Night of the Demons. I did Leprechaun versus Wishmaster. Little Rocker Cutie 2005 did Halloween 2 versus Halloween 4. So pretty interesting battles there. I invite you to check those out. Leave us a like, comment, tell us what you thought of our horror battles, and if you did, thank you guys so much for your support, and thanks for tuning in today. So this week's theme is called Children's Horror Theme, which is pretty much, it can be a horror film or a horror comedy, kind of like a blend, a mix of the two. It is kind of a horror film. It has some horror aspects in there, but it's kind of aimed at the younger audience. Or has, kind of like younger kids playing the leads. And there's tons of examples. There's, Gremlins, Beetlejuice, the Ghoulies, Critters, the Monster Squad. So there's tons of them, and it seems like it's going to be a really fun theme. The Jay Sloan kicked it off, and today I'm going to be reviewing a 1987 film directed by Fred Dekker, and that is The Monster Squad.
Call when you have ghosts. But who do you call when you have monsters?
We're the Monster Squad.
What's a squad? It's like Miami Vice, I think.
They're young and inexperienced.
Naughty virgin.
They're a bit disorganized.
Monsters are not real.
We don't know that, sir.
2,000-year-old dead guys do not get up and walk away by themselves.
But when strange things start happening in town...
There's a monster in my closet.
Ooh, look at that big, scary monster!
What's happening? Two ways to kill a werewolf. Silver bullet?
They're the only ones ready to do battle.
Something's out there that's killing people. And if it's monsters, nobody's gonna do a thing about it but us.
Soon the creatures of the night shall rule the world.
Real monsters? Us? Midnight. In the world, remember? Maybe we can be like Mask Squad instead, Two mask bombs.
We got 1035, sit back up, hurry
Or Nature Squad. The book was right. Don't you see it's all true?
By midnight,
You guys!
they won't seem so young anymore. The Monster Squad.
Wolfman's gone mad.
Okay, so pretty much the plot of The Monster Squad. The Monster Squad is a society of a couple of preteens who are not really obsessed, but they idolize classic horror movie monsters or classic movie monsters such as Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein, etc., etc. And pretty much, they have meetings up in their treehouse. Typical kids stuff. They have no girls allowed, stuff like that. And pretty much, they have their leader, Sean. You have Sean's best friend, Patrick. You have Horace. You have Eugene. And you have Rudy. So pretty much, also Phoebe, who is Sean's sister. They don't let her in. She's about 5 years old. Pretty much Sean's mother gives him a journal that she found at a yard sale, and it's actually Dr. Abraham Van Helsing's journal. But the only problem is it's in German, so they have to go across the street to the scary German guy's house. When they find out he's not so evil as they thought he was, he's actually very nice, and he translates it for him. And pretty much it says that, out of one night of the century, when the forces of good and evil come to a balance, this amulet, which is indestructible, becomes vulnerable. And pretty much the classic movie monsters want to get the amulet and take over the world, but the Monster Squad doesn't want that to happen. They're the only defense against the end of the world, so it's pretty much kids versus monsters. And that's pretty much the basic plot of The Monster Squad. Okay, so I'll talk about the acting and directing. The directing by Fred Dekker, who actually directed, obviously this film, and Night of the Creeps, I thought was really well done, especially for a film like this. You wouldn't think like the directing would be a high point of the film, but it really is. There's some really cool shots. There's one where the Wolfman is running around in the wilderness or the forest, and you see this big boa out of nowhere well, not out of nowhere, but, you know, it pans to it. I thought that was really cool, and, you know, there's some really cool shots in this film. The acting by the kids, I thought they did a phenomenal job. They, you know, when, you know, you watch kid actors, you're like, oh, they need to work on that, you know, oh, if I seen, like, a little flaw here. No, these kids, you know, they felt like kids, and that's how it should be. You know, the situations that they were in, they gave a believable, you know, performance. You know, and they evoked emotion and stuff like that, so I thought they did an excellent job. And the guys who played the monsters, the ones who had speaking roles like Dracula and the Wolfman, I thought they did really good. And the guy who played Dracula really did good, because he's kind of like the head, you know, leader of the monsters, and he was just diabolical. He called Phoebe, you know, a bitch, and I was like, wow, really? So the acting, I thought, was really good. And lastly, I want to talk about the special effects. I'm not going to go too in-depth on this movie, but the special effects, I thought, were, they was okay. You know, it's kind of dated by today's standards, but the good thing out of that is it works to the film's favor, because it is a horror comedy. It does have comedy in there, and the comedy is pretty good, especially from the kids. You know, Horace, Wolfman's got nards. Just stuff like that, those little one-liners, I thought were really good. And the special effects, you know, it felt just like the 80s, and that's what I like about it. I wasn't expecting, you know, marvelous special effects, you know, like today. Well, today some special effects are really bad, but, you know, stuff like the Avengers, I wasn't expecting that type of special effects, but it is a little bit dated, but I'll give it a pass. So that's pretty much it for my review. I know I didn't go too in-depth, but I really like the Monster Squad. I'd definitely say check it out. If I had to rate it, I'd probably rate it 7.5. Out of 10 or an 8 out of 10, around through there. I thought it was an above average film. The only thing is, I wish I would have watched it when I was younger, because I think it would have resonated with me more. I thought it would, you know, I think it would have a bigger impact if I watched it at a younger age. So I definitely recommend you guys checking it out as quickly as possible, because, I don't know, I just feel older that you get, you probably, you know, won't be into it as much. But definitely check out the Monster Squad if you haven't. It's definitely a fun flick. I had a good time watching it. So that's pretty much it for this review. Stay tuned for Little Rocker Cuties video, which will be on Wednesday, and also we have a new pre-member making his debut on Thursday, so definitely stay tuned for that video. And also, I'll leave our Facebook link and the website link down in the description. Definitely check those out. That will help us out a lot. And thank you guys so much for watching. Peace, guys.